It's not necessarily a big competition. It's a few select guys. It's Julio Teheran and there's Jay Groom. Obviously, there's going to be Ryan Weathers also. But the problem is Julio Teheran, let's say he does make the roster, he's going to get 6 million. Now, obviously, that's not a lot, but that might be a lot for someone who might not pitch for the Padres for too long. So right now, from what I've heard from Ben and Woods, from Sammy Levitt, it's that Jay Groom is separating himself right now in Peoria, and that the Padres are kind of getting excited for Jay Groom in terms of what they're seeing and what they think he could do in a starting role. His last outing wasn't anything crazy to start, just because he didn't have his control really. But when he settled down, he ended up looking pretty good, and that's been I think he's thrown like 6-7 innings right now, scoreless ball, a few hits, I think like 3-4 hits, I don't know, something like that. But right now, apparently, he's separating himself from the pack. Julio Teheran also is getting some praise. So those are two guys right off the bat that when you think of this pitching depth competition, those are the guys that are locked in. They're locked in with each other right now in term and those guys are going to be the ones that are like, all right, if Joe Musgrove misses time, who's going to step up and be that fifth pitcher? And right now, what Joe Musgrove is doing from apparently he's driving like 4 hours a day, going into this chamber, doing crazy stuff so that way he doesn't have to miss a start. Maybe to start the season, let's say he's not ready by opening day, right? Because let's say he's not even ready for another 2-3 games. Maybe you could put him at the 5 to start the season, just so that way he doesn't have to miss a start, and you ride with that for a little bit, and then come all star break, you change it up again. Just kind of that's kind of like what they do all the time. So yeah, Joe Musgrove is doing everything he can to not miss a start, but in the event that he does, or even in the very likely event that we do have to go to a 6-man rotation, it's going to be one of Tehran or Groom right now. And Weathers, he's gonna cement himself in there. There's still a lot of time, but right now it's mainly those two. And the winner outright right now apparently is Jay Groom.
I was gonna say, who do you guys want more? Would you guys rather have Tehran or would you rather have Jake Groom?
Easily Jay Groom.
Yeah, I honestly don't think it's easily, only because it depends on your preference. Like Julio Teheran's pitched in the major leagues before. He has experience. He has successful experience. He's been successful. Like he's had like a 3.91 ERA and multiple seasons within the mid-3 ERAs. However, he hasn't been in the league for a reason. So this could be more of like all right, let's see what he's got, and if we think, if we got no other options, then we're gonna have to pay that 6 million to throw him in to start the season. But Jay Groom is separating himself right now, so that now the Padres might be thinking, hey, well, yeah, he looks good, but I don't want to have to pay him that because we have another guy in spring training that looks good and that we are excited about. So that could also be a thing. But yeah, I mean, that's just because of youth and because we want the Eric Hosmer trade to look as good as possible. Yeah, I'd rather have Jay Groom.
So, wow, I'm not even just thinking that. We need another lefty.
Of course, yeah, of course.
I mean, it's always nice to have another. You don't want to go out there, okay, Blake Snell, you're the only lefty. This is the only advantage that we're going to have. Every other game is going to be, okay, guys, hopefully the righty does his job. Having a lefty in there, it's a good thing to have. You can really screw up a lineup, if they really don't have anyone that can hit lefties, it's a lefty is a lefty. I mean, what do the scouts say? If you're a righty that can throw 90, you're a dime a dozen, but either lefty you throw 90, you're cream of the crop.
That makes sense.
And also too, forget even this year as well about the lefty thing. Blake Snell's a free agent, so you need lefties for the future. And that's why I said I would way rather have Jay Groom pan out, not necessarily for this year, but just in general for the Padres. Jay Groom is, think about this for a second. Jay Groom is 24 years old. He was the 12th overall pick. The reason that he fell down prospect boards and stuff was not because he played poorly. It's because he got hurt over and over
injuries.
again.
Yeah.
last season he put up a mid-3 ERA throughout different, like I think it was like AA and AAA kind of combined between Boston and San Diego's farm systems. But he wasn't bad. Like he still has talent. And I remember Chris Cray, he came on the show. He's a Red Sox fan, but he came on the show. He did kind of like some reporting stuff. And when this trade went down with Hosmer, he texted me. He said, "Hey, dude, like, I know it just seems like a throwaway piece, but Jay Groome's actually very intriguing. Like, don't just look at this and go, oh, they traded for no one. Like, he's a legit guy. Like, if he didn't get hurt, he would probably be in the league right now." And so I was like, okay, cool. Like, we'll see how he looks. He's pitched 6 2/3 so far in spring and has looked fantastic. Now, Tehran has looked up fantastic as well. Yeah, real quick. Johnny says this. He put up below a 4 ERA in El Paso.
Rarity.
Who's done that?
Yeah.
What was Ryan Weathers, like 15? Like, come on, let's be real.
You guys want to hear a name? You guys want to hear a name with that's done that?
Who?
Brett Kennedy.
Oh, wow. Throwback.
I was like, wow, I forgot that guy existed. You guys remember he had like 10 plus starts in a row with like 0 or 1 earned run in AAA.
Yeah.
Yeah, in El Paso last year, Jay Groom put up a 3.16 ERA in 51 and a third.
Holy wow, that is good.
That's better than you would have thought, right?
Yeah, man. And I mean, it makes sense, man. Yeah, that's all I've been hearing about Jay Groom. Jay Groom is that he's been separating himself. He looks good out there, so that's a really good thing. And yeah, you're absolutely right, man. I think you summed it up very well. That it's been injuries that's been holding him back, not talent. The talent is absolutely there. He was a first-round pick for a reason. He's highly talked about by us for a reason. So yeah, the talent's there, and he's showing it right now.
Yeah, I think if Jay Groom can pan out, that'd be a really big win for the Padres.
And we don't even need him to be. I mean, you guys are talking about, we need more lefties and stuff. And I completely understand that, but we don't even need him to be like, oh, this guy's going to replace Blake Snell. At least for this year, we don't need him to be the guy that's going to replace Blake Snell next year. We just need him to be like this swing guy, or like a guy that, if we need a start from someone, it could be him. That's all we need. To me, that would be a success.
I completely agree. But for Tehran, I mean, Tehran's look good too, right? Like,
yeah,
it's a good problem. It's a good problem to have.
It is.
It's a really good problem to have.
It's funny.
Go ahead.
I was looking up Tehran's baseball savant numbers from when he was good, and I was like, how? I was like, how?
He doesn't throw hard. He had a good slider, and he was locating when he was good. Then when he had the location problems, you don't blow a 90-mile-per-hour fastball behind anybody.
Very true.